Hey everyone, the greatest goblin that ever lived is here because I've been tagged by my bro, my friend, a student, TheMtVernonKid. He was tagged by Comic Uno and he decided to tag me, and he sent me 10 questions to answer. I don't know how I'm going to answer them except with the honest to God truth. I got them copied and pasted on a notepad here on my computer, and I'm going to go down the list 1 through 10 and just answer them the best way I can. And I guarantee you some of these questions will have probably more than one answer. Okay? I'm going to do this my way. Alright, question number 1. Favorite ongoing book with one main hero? And I saw his answer, and he answered Daredevil. And that's a good one. That is a good book. I mean, Mark Waid can. It tells you how good a writer Mark Waid is if he can get somebody like me, who wasn't the biggest Daredevil fan in the world, to jump on board to a Daredevil series and absolutely love it. It says a lot about a writer, and that's awesome. But as good as Daredevil is, it's not my favorite ongoing series with just one main hero. Now, you're probably expecting me to say Batman or Spider-Man. Nah. If you're talking about currently, I would have to say, I would probably say Batgirl. Gail Simone's Batgirl. It's been phenomenal stuff. There was a couple of issues where Gail wasn't writing. There was a bit of a hiccup there. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't really great, but, you know, Gail Simone has just done wonders for that character, for Barbara, and I've just been loving that series. I've been loving Batgirl. I could have said Red Sonja, but Red Sonja is only like 6 or 7 issues in. It's not really fair. I could have also said Green Hornet, but then again, Mark Waid's Green Hornet is still kind of young right now. It's not even in the double-digit numbers, so I couldn't really say that. Superior Spider-Man, forget about it. Out of all the titles that are going on with just one main hero, I gotta say my favorite has to be Batgirl. There you go. Question number 2, favorite team book. This is definitely going to have more than one answer for me. Screw Justice League. Screw it. I've got 2, maybe 3 answers in mind, maybe 4, I don't know. This is definitely going to have multiple answers. I could say Guardians of the Galaxy, but like Red Sonja and Green Hornet and everything like that, is still a very young series. I believe they're now on issue 10 right now. It's been a phenomenal series, but if I have to say favorite team book, probably some of the X-Men stuff. Yeah, when it comes to like all new X-Men, Wolverine and the X-Men, the Amazing X-Men. Basically, the X-Men books have been just incredible. Very, very well-written stuff. You got guys like Brian Michael Bendis, you got guys like Jason Aaron, guys like Brian Wood have been doing phenomenal stuff for the X-Men titles. And that's even counting the Ultimate X-Men stuff. The Ultimate X-Men stuff was actually pretty decent. The World War X story with Ultimate X-Men was actually pretty good. It wasn't perfect, but it was actually pretty good. So, for favorite team book, I gotta say probably the X-Men books. Question number 3, favorite hero. I gotta go with Spider-Man. Peter Parker. Spider-Man. Let's get that clear. Not Otto Octavius, not Miguel O'Hara, not Miles Morales. Peter Parker. Spider-Man. The Amazing Spider-Man. My favorite hero. Favorite villain. This is also going to have 2 answers. If you're going to talk about, mainstream comic books, well, this is probably going to have multiple answers too. If you want to talk about Marvel, favorite villain, the Green Goblin. Norman Osborn, Green Goblin. If you're going to talk about DC, you got to go with the Joker. the Joker. My God, the Joker. If you're going to go with independent, I'd probably say The Fly from the Spider series over in Dynamite. The Fly, now there's a villain for you. Woo! If you don't know who The Fly is, if you're not reading The Spider from Dynamite Comics, oh my God, you should be. Unfortunately, this run of The Spider is fixing to end with Dynamite, but I certainly recommend going back, getting some trade, getting back issues of the Spider, the current Spider series, and look at The Fly in that series. Fantastic villain. I love this guy. He's a old school, narcissistic bastard of a villain. You know, the only thing that's missing is the Snively Whiplash mustache. You know, it's just great. I love that character. Question number 5, Marvel or DC? That's like asking me if I like chocolate or peanut butter. You know, I gotta say, I gotta go with them both. However, Dynamite has been killing it here lately with the Spider, with Mark Waid's Green Hornet, and with Gail Simone's Red Sonja. Dynamite is just hitting it out of the park. And not to mention IDW with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You know, I gotta say, most independent books have been wowing me more. Not to mention Valiant Comics with Quantum and Woody. I just put that on my pull list, as well as Green Hornet from Dynamite. Quantum and Woody has been nothing short of hilarious, and I love that series from Valiant. So I gotta say, so for this year, I think the independent companies have been doing a bit better than Marvel or DC, even though I'm a mainstream nerd. I do love Marvel and DC, but I can't pick just one. If you're forcing me to pick either Marvel or DC, I gotta say, let's just run with them both. Question number 6. Favorite event? Infinity was good. Infinity was really good, and I was satisfied with the conclusion of that. Other good events, was Infinity my absolute favorite? I don't think so. Oh boy, one of my personal favorites was Secret Wars, but that was ages ago. Most younger comic book readers probably have never read that story, which they should. Trinity War was awful. Siege was okay. Civil War was pretty good, but it's not my favorite. So far, yeah, I'll go with Infinity for that, because it was an event where it wasn't hero versus hero. You had a clear-cut, solid premise of hero versus villain. You had the Avengers and every hero known to the Marvel Universe that they could get a hold of for this event, versus a solid, 100% true, honest-to-God villain in Thanos. That is something an event should have. Heroes versus villains. No more of this superhero versus superhero bullshit. So, in terms of that, I'd have to say Infinity. Number 7, least favorite book. Ooh. Oh, that is a tougher question than you may think. And I saw Chris's answer. He said World's Finest. World's Finest was so bad I had to drop it. Yeah, World's Finest is a pretty awful series. Paul Levitz, DC, get him the fuck out of here. I'll tell you one series that's really pissing me off right now, and that's Uncanny Avengers, with what they did to Rogue and the Apocalypse Twins. Oh my God. It's because of the Apocalypse Twins that I am done with that series. I read the last issue, and I'm like, no, that's it. I'm done. I have officially dropped Uncanny Avengers because they seemingly killed off Rogue, and they seem to, and Rick Remender just probably constantly beating off to the Apocalypse Twins. Enough with the twins. Wrap that story up, get them the fuck out, and move on. I got tired of seeing the Apocalypse Twins bore the ever-loving hell out of me. They killed off one of my personal favorite heroes of all time, Rogue. For what? Just to drag out the story more? Whatever. But yeah, least favorite books probably have to be either World's Finest or Uncanny Avengers. Question number 8. What book do you read that most others hate? I gotta agree with Chris's answer. Red Lanterns. Red Lanterns has been an awesome series. I don't understand why so many people are hating on it. Because they seem to look... Because it's seemingly a villain's book or whatever. I mean, really... I honestly feel that this series is so good. I honestly believe in my heart that people who are shitting on it, people who are hating on it, are not truly reading the damn book. I really honestly believe that. I mean, what is it about it that you hate? I think it's a good series. Very good stuff. You know, Guy Gardner's leading them. They are now the protectors of Sector 2814, including planet Earth. You know, and I just think it's very underrated. I think it's a great series. I don't understand why so many people are hating it. Question number 9. Least favorite event. Age of Ultron. Age of Ultron. Bullshit. All that build-up. The build-up was nice, and some of the tie-ins were really good. The Superior Spider-Man tie-in was pretty good. The Fearless Defenders tie-in was damn good. All this build-up and such an anticlimactic conclusion. Probably one of the most anticlimactic conclusions I've ever seen in an event. Complete bullshit. I hated it. But as bad as that was, I gotta go back. Now I probably have to go back and change my answer. Fear Itself. Fear Itself. Now there was a story. Now that story was a piece of shit. Fuck you, Matt Fraction. There's my least favorite event. Fear Itself. Or should I say fuck itself. Last question. Favorite comic jail. I got to also agree with Chris, what he said. Arkham Asylum, it's not technically a jail. It's more or less, you know, a clinic, a rehabilitation facility. It's not really technically a jail. If you're talking about jails, probably have to say probably Blackgate, because Blackgate has been getting a lot of attention here lately, not just in the comic books, but in the video games. You know, the Arkham games, you know, Arkham City, Arkham Origins, and you know the Arkham video games with Batman and everything. Blackgate has got a lot more attention, and I think Blackgate is a pretty good prison because you get to see some pretty interesting characters in that jail. So there you go. There's my answers. My 10 answers to those 10 questions. Well, multiple answers for those 10 questions. I didn't rehearse any of this, folks. But I want to thank Chris for tagging me. It's been a while since I've been tagged, and now I got to think of 3 people to tag. And damn it, Chris, you took one of my tags. I was going to tag Mark and Chloe at Fast Stack of Comics, but I got 3 people. First person I'm going to tag is Deadpoolzilla. Good old buddy Deadpoolzilla. I'm going to tag 2 guys that I don't hardly get to speak to, and I honestly would love to hear what they think about these 10 questions, if they're willing to answer. And I'm challenging them to this. I'm tagging Senior Nerd and Mr. Lone Wolf from the YouTubers Core. Those are the 3 guys I'm going to tag. Deadpoolzilla, Senior Nerd, and Mr. Lone Wolf. Those are my 3 tags. If somebody has already tagged one or all 3 of those guys, then sorry, I'm just now getting light of this tagging thing, but there's my 3 tags right there. So Zilla, Senior Nerd, Lone Wolf, show me what you got with these questions. I want to hear your thoughts on this. I want to thank my bro Chris for tagging me. I enjoyed doing this. Subscribe to my channel, please. Thank you very much. And hope y'all entertained with me shooting my mouth off. Thanks for watching, everybody, and until next time, I'll see y'all later.